Hey, g'day everybody. Alabar Jones here, leader and founder of the Earth Guard. Today was an unprecedented victory, and I don't even think it can ever be repeated. Um, Today we destroyed the father of Lucifer, who's also the father of Metatron, and also the father of the Saturnian control grid, and the galactic AI that's poisoning the AI as we all know and love. Yeah, it's a really big day. So the last 24 hours have been massive, 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 massive. I really don't know where to start explaining things. But there's a European team out there who are doing wonderful, wonderful work, and their work culminated. And I know the leader, as Manika, has been doing it for 15 years. 15 years she's been working in this direction. For me, this is my 5th year doing it. But 15 is hard to imagine. But what happened with her work is that she gave birth to, well, she didn't give birth. She aided Gaia in giving birth to an energy that can overcome the corruption, overcome evil, and subsume it and consume it, just like a fungus can consume a log, to go inside it and destroy it from the inside out. It's the most beautiful golden light experience that I've had for a long, long time. It also heralded or precipitated the change of the rainbow serpent. Rainbow serpent's actually a global ley line. It's one of the energetic structures that holds our world together. But, in all of history, everybody calls it the giant snake. And the rainbow serpent changed to a golden serpent last night at the equinox. And this is an equinox that has been fabled forever, for thousands of years. This is the one we're all looking at. And so last night we did that mission with a European team, and we were able to support them, and it was wonderful, and everybody won. And this morning, the European team came to join my team and support us in performing. Is it my life's work? It's definitely a high watermark. It's definitely one of my goals. Definitely been the goal I've been working towards with teams for 5 years. For longer solo, I just realized that I wasn't going to be able to pull it off alone. And the father of Lucifer, Satan, Metatron, the galactic AI, the Saturnian control grid, everything. This is the Lord of Evil. This is the father of evil who's been hiding for the longest time, who we know as the Great Nothing. We dubbed him the Great Nothing because really he is an empty, pointless, useless thing. What do I want to say about him? If you haven't heard me talking about him before, then let me describe him a little bit. He consumes galaxies. He consumes planets. He sends his agents in the form of a black stone or a black rock. This is the coincidence with the company name it's not coincidence. It is a nanotech swarm intelligence, meaning each piece of nanotech can act independently, but when they get together, they can act coherently as a single form. These birthed all of the demons on Earth. If you remember from the legend, like Lucifer was cast out from heaven and come to Earth, meaning he was imported. This being is a galactic bully and a galactic gangster. And he has come from another series of galaxies to our series of galaxies with the purpose of consuming them all. And he called me up. We were beating up Lucifer, we were beating up Satan and Baphomet and Baal and Beelzebub and all of his favorite people, all of his agents here on Earth. And so through possession methods, he contacted me through a human being in Eastern Europe. And I recorded those two conversations, and they're on my membership site, theearthguard.org or earthguard.world. What he confessed to, well, the story, like there was a long story, and the conversation began with, I'm here to resolve the personality contradictions that make you want to destroy whole galaxies, that make you want to consume planets. And he toyed with me and he played with me, and he didn't really realize the threat that us humans pose. And he tried to possess me, and he failed, as well as a handful of members of my team. He failed. But, you know, his death was foretold. Yeah, he was managing energies for a galaxy, and he started to put some aside for himself, which he then started consuming. The very fabric of existence, he started to consume it. They called it burning light. I'm not aware of the physics of it. I don't understand the physics of it, except that it functions like a drug. If you burn and consume light, it's as high as you'll ever get, but there is nothing left behind. And this junkie has been using its knowledge of galactic energetic flows and expanding that knowledge to manipulate, undermine, consume, destroy, and eat everything in existence. To quote one of our forebears, a lady named Ashiana Dean, it came from another collapsed group of galaxies, and came to our group of galaxies. That was known as the Wiesadek matrix, or also known as the mirror world, which our team is familiar with. And if you've been watching our videos, you may be aware of it. Salute to you, Ashiana. She's the one who put me on the trail of what we have finally found. Like a drug addict, it takes the drug to avoid the emptiness, but the drug produces the emptiness. Like literally the consumption of existence, the consumption of reality leaves a void, and that void went into the great nothing, into that being. And to avoid feeling that emptiness, it decided to go around and keep consuming more and more and more and more light. Its manipulation, its skullduggery has proven unlimited. But today, as was foretold, as the stars aligned for, our team and the European team is a flight of just under 30 people. We flew out, and I recorded that. That will also be on our membership site. It was nowhere near as dangerous as I was prepared for. The fighting was nowhere near as difficult as I was ready for. It didn't go quietly into the night, but it didn't have any moves that we didn't have accounted for. It was completely pliable. It wasn't a bunny rabbit, but it wasn't the galaxy consuming monster we were expecting to see. It was incredibly brittle. Just like a junkie when confronted, you know, they collapse, they fall apart. They don't have the internal wherewithal to withstand a real fight. And that's how it went down. And in destroying, and it took a while, but we eventually evaporated or destroyed or non-existed is probably, there's a verb for you. We non-existed it. We forced it into non-existence, and I think we're going to know peace on our world. You see, this is the being that underpins the corruption all over the earth. Every politician, every secret society, they're all bowing to this being. The shape of it is the pyramid, and you've seen it. You've seen it on the US $1 bill. Their homage to it goes to the US $1 bill. That's the pyramid with the eye at the top. That's who we're talking about. That's the picture of the great nothing. You see, all of our political caste and all of our policing caste have all sold their souls. They've all sold out their species to the great nothing, to a galactic monster. For what? For a quick buck? For power, for money, for women, for whatever. Like, I don't know what price it is. I really couldn't imagine what price you could offer me to sell out my own species, but you know, these terrible human beings seem to know what that price would be. Weak people. But all of their power, all of their strength actually is an extension of the great nothing. You see, these idiots who want to erect countries, you know, through writing terrible political policy. When you're in the room with them, there's 100 demons behind them putting the fear in you to force you to do the thing that this silly man wants, a silly man in a suit wants. But without those 100 demons, he's just a silly man in a suit who nobody's afraid of and nobody will want to listen to. And all of this is backed up by ceremony, to demonic ceremony, to a satanic cult. Now, as we've stated several times, the goal of my group was to remove their black magic advantage. So if you want to control a planet, you need a technological advantage over the locals, and that advantage was black magic. They've been casting it relentlessly for thousands of years. This cult is known as the Khazarians or as the Zionists. They're a group that's hiding within Judaism. And they're incredibly nasty people who do not value human culture, life, or future. They want this place to burn. See, but without their ephemeral friends, they have no power. They are just everyday idiots. And what I'm looking forward to is seeing the change here on Earth. Now, I've been listening to some very, very high-level astrologers, and they all agree that the next year or so is going to be revolution, revolution, revolution. And this is in alignment with my visions. You see, the totem animal of the spider is the totem animal of the system. And everybody is caught in the spider's web. That is the system. But what we've been watching is the death of the zombie spider, of the spider that's been cheating death, the system that is part of the death cult. And it collapses, and what takes its place is a large number of smaller divisions, smaller political groups. But organic spiders, people who the systems will be reinvented by humanity. It will be fractured for a while, but I'm sure we'll reconnect on whatever framework we choose, and that will happen. If you're familiar with international politics, you'll understand just how childish and provocative everybody is. Everybody is trying to be too smart. Everybody's trying to shaft everybody else in that part of human culture. But the fact of the matter is, like, there's no reason for us to live like that. There's no reason for us to devote the resources to destroy each other or to undermine each other. The fact of the matter is, this is a hyper-rich planet, and there's enough of everything for everybody, except that the death cult people organize us in such a way that, nothing really works. Everything takes too long. There's procedure and problems everywhere, and it empowers the biggest idiots it can find. Just look at the World Economic Forum. Look at Tony Fauci. Biggest idiots they can find. Not just is the devil out of commission and all of his demons, but their master is out of commission and our galaxy is free. I know you guys are unlikely to feel that, but We're going to see a fracture in earthly politics, but I'm incredibly curious to see how it plays out in exopolitics with all of the alien species who are around. It's my conclusion that all of those alien species are, in fact, robots or zombies of the Great Nothing. It has captured the bodies of them, cloned them, or manipulated them, or bred them, or whatever it's done, and then sent them here to create a controlled opposition. Now, I don't know. I don't think they're here to help us at all. I don't think the Pleiadians are lifting a finger to help us. I don't think the Arcturians are doing much either, or anybody else for that matter. I think it's just a story to keep us distracted while the Great Nothing sucks as much life force out of this planet as it can get its greasy little mitts on. And so, if there is no central control, if there is no puppet master to these alien species, then how's exopolitics really going to look? Are they going to keep giving us this damn story about medbeds and dragon, which can only be understood as the carrot in front of the donkey, and we're just being led along in the hope that one day we'll get them? Whatever other story there is behind it, but everything changes today, folks. Everything we know, everything we thought we knew is probably a lie, and now the Band-Aid's been ripped off. I just can't wait to see how things play out here on this planet. I think it's going to be wild and exciting and painful and rough and enheartening and exciting and beautiful and, well, everything all at once. I have no idea what to expect. But, you know, don't be afraid to stock up on ammunition and long store food. I don't know what's going to happen next. I really don't. But yeah, look, like and subscribe to the channel if you want. If you want to go deeper into what we're doing, by all means, check out our website, theearthguard.org, and join us and see what we have to share, because it's some wild, wild stuff. Anyway, my love to you all. Bye for now.